Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well today, or in general, and I hope your home lives are going well. The pandemic is out and it's just killing everybody, and it's killing me especially, man. I'm just having online classes, college all throughout, and it's draining the life energy out. And to cope with it, I watch YouTube videos and I play video games and watch movies and TV shows sometimes. So yeah, so that's essentially become the new normal for me. So how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. And I started a YouTube channel like just yesterday. I uploaded a short video. I did it from the PS4 itself. If those who have PS4s, you know how you upload videos, right? Click the share button and then just stream it. Put it on Twitch or put it on YouTube. And I'm also on Twitch, so please follow me on Twitch. So my name is Twitchy Seam underscore 2501. So please check my account. Uh, well, I'll really appreciate it if you all have Twitch. Just check it out. I'll be mostly streaming video games there. Whatever games I have, I'll be streaming it. And yeah, so in this particular video, I would like to talk about a series that has really made me really, a hardcore, not a hardcore gamer, but essentially got me into that gaming habit and has also made me the PlayStation fan. I'm a PlayStation lover. So this is the Uncharted series. I'm pretty sure a lot of you. I mean, even Xbox people are aware of it, and yeah. I'm so sorry you guys didn't get to play it, but at least we all got to share Tomb Raider. But Tomb Raider, I guess a lot of us know it. So yeah. But even then, it's also another good series, decent series. So yeah. So Uncharted is basically a series of games which focuses on an explorer, a treasure hunter who goes around the world to find hidden treasures and stuff. And his name is Nathan Drake. And yeah, a movie is coming out especially. A movie is coming out next year. It stars Tom Holland. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Spider Man. He's gonna play Drake. He's gonna play a young version of the guy, young version of the character. And Mark Wahlberg is Sully. I'm not too excited about it, but I really want to give it a shot. I mean, those who are Mark Wahlberg stands, please just don't get offended. But I really think he doesn't have a good track record of having, let's say, good acting chops. I've seen happening, and I'm like, oh my god, what did I watch? And also, what other movies I've seen of him, I'm not really, let's say, big fan. I mean, he's decent, but like not really great. This maybe his stands might put out. So so let's get into the rankings. A quick warning: if those of you who have not played the games, I guess this is your best chance to exit, watch some other video, or play the Uncharted series and then come back and watch my video because there will be massive spoilers ahead. I'm being considerate. I was never considerate with spoilers before. It's a bad habit of mine. So I'll give you some time. Just like exit the video, watch something else, or play the Uncharted series, and then come back and see this ranking because there'll be spoilers. Hey guys, I'm back, and let's get into the rankings. So I will be ranking the games obviously from the least favorite to my most favorite, and it was a real privilege getting to play Uncharted during quarantine, the whole series in quarantine, and I'll never forget these moments in my life. And it essentially kind of helped me cope with this massive quarantine. I mean, there are other games too, but none so better than Uncharted, which essentially helped me get through most of it. So I will start from my least favorite to the most favorite. Coming up at last place is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Now, this is not a bad game. I will clarify that. Because some of you may think, okay, it's the last game, so it's not that great. It is a great game because it essentially it set the pathway for the series to flourish and grow and blossom, and it has great world building. It built the world perfectly, introduced massive, lush, awesome. aesthetic environments, and made great characters, especially Nathan Drake, obviously, the protagonist, and his friends Victor, Solomon, Elena, and more supporting characters as you go ahead in the games. And yeah, so yeah, that was really great. The problem I had with this game is the gameplay. Now, the gameplay is not too great for me. It just isn't. Because I found myself almost smashing my controller as I was playing the game. Because it the game mechanics wasn't so great. I would die by accident sometimes. I'd just fall flat on the ground and die. Some glitches would happen. And these glitches are because I played it on the PS4, which essentially remastered this PS3 game, which came out in 2007. And unlike Uncharted 2 and 3, this wasn't really even that focused. Was even focused, but not so much. So yeah, that's why I don't like the game. Like, not all that well. I mean, overall it's great, but the gameplay is just terrible. Like, it needed work. It needed a wrench to just tighten screws. If you would be, more. I'm having a hard time smiling. Like, wow. You almost be wondering, oh, why is this guy so stoned? So yeah, it's all right. It's cool. I respect you guys. You guys important to me. So yeah, so that is Uncharted One. It's just the gameplay wasn't all that great. The villains were just really. I mean, Eddie Raja is a good villain. I have to say, he's a really good villain. His comebacks, his quips, his banter with Nate, plus also the growing relationship between Nate, Elena, and also going further establishment of Nate and Sally's relationship. That was really great. Coming up at second last place is Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. So this essentially completed the PS3 trilogy, and before they moved ahead with the PS4 game, Thieves End, which I will come to in a bit later in this video. So this game, essentially the story and the gameplay were all sport decent. I mean, there were not really big issues. There's one new feature which you could throw bombs. That was really great. I mean, personally, not so great because over the long run it was quite difficult to handle. And maybe I'm guessing maybe that's why they removed it. I mean, they introduced it for just that particular game and then they removed it for the fourth game. You're understanding why? Maybe a lot of people didn't like it. I'm assuming. So yeah, I thought it was quite kind of a good feature. So yeah. So essentially, what I like about this game is how the villain they just worked on it. Marlowe, Talbot, they're so psychological. They have that psychological advantage over Nate. Unlike his other enemies, which mostly had that physical or tactile advantage, but these people were psychologically they tormented him. And how they fleshed out his past, how they showed him meet Sully, when he was just young and just getting into that treasure hunting shoes. So that was really great. That's why I like the scene. And it kind of ended an arc, a bit of it, but like not fully, which I will come to in Uncharted 4, because this arc was just, let's say, it was in the penultimate stage of getting complete. Nathan Drake's story arc, obviously, but yeah. So there is Uncharted 3 coming up next, and this was the best game, one of the best games in the PlayStation 3, and I personally believe it was one of the best games too, especially in the Uncharted franchise. Obviously, the whole Uncharted franchise as a whole, and until the fourth game came out and Lost Legacy after that, and this is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves just continued the story from the first game, and it introduced new characters. It introduced Harry Flynn. I mean, dude, him as a villain, I thought he was a joke. It was nice when he was a joke, but he was still a good villain. Like, let's say, kind of had that menacing, like a sneak. Yeah, that sneaky presence. And they also introduced Chloe, and she's a really good actress, great character. And I love what Claudia Black did with Chloe. And damn, I love Nolan North as well. Nolan North, what he did with Nate, the first game. I should have mentioned that, but he grew into this role by this game. The first game set the base, but he did grow into this, in my opinion, from second game onwards. Plus how they showed the relationship Nate and Chloe, and then also Elena again, Nate, Elena, and then how this love triangle kind of exists between the two girls and Nate. And how he's to deal with that, plus with this warlord Zoran Lazar, Graham McTavish is just great, man. Just great. He just portrayed this guy so well, so superful, so masterful to full extent. And that boss battle was also really great. In easy mode, I would say. Hard mode was just an ass, man, because I had a big trouble playing that. So, but still, it was really great. It was fun. How he spouts his monologue, let's say. You will not stand in the way of destiny. That was a really good line. Like, I just love it. I love Zoran. You know. McTavish also plays Carter in Uncharted 3, and Carter is also a good character. And I only saw him in the third game, so I'm really hoping he comes in one of the new games. He was not there in 4, he's not there in Lost Legacy, but I hope he comes in one of the new games, hopefully. If they are making the new game for the PS5. So that is Uncharted 2. And coming up at second place is Uncharted 4 A Thief's End. Man, words just cannot describe how great this game is. It's just really great. It is just really great. It's just one of the best games out there. One of the best games in the PS4's lifetime. The Pro just dialed it up to a few notches more, but this game in itself, the story and the gameplay in the PS4, just the original PS4, it took what the other three games had, combined, meshed all of them together, added new storylines, and just dialed it up to 11. End result, you have a beautiful aesthetic game that just essentially you enjoy, you feel as if you're Drake and you're shooting enemies and swinging ropes. Essentially, you become a modern Indiana Jones. But what I like about this game is how they progress the story for you. How they show Nate as a retired person. How he retired from fortune hunting. You know, essentially, and how I like how they send him off. They give him a perfect send off in this franchise. Because it's the last game to show him. How they gave him that perfect send off. How he's in retirement, and interestingly, how they introduced his brother Sam. Sam was not in any of the other games. He was basically forgotten, but he just comes back suddenly asking Nate's help to help him find a treasure because he's under some kind of trouble. And then how this challenges Nate's domestic life and his relationship with Elena, which he essentially renewed in Uncharted 3, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3. And how their marriage essentially is tested with Nate's lust for adventure again. The life he tried to leave behind. He tried to go into a more normal life, but then suddenly he's thrown back into his old life, and now he has to deal with that. How has to deal with all the, let's say, surprises along the way. Plus, bringing back Sally was also good. The villains are also really like decent, nice. I like Nadine. Nadine is just badass, man. I really love her. Like she's really great in combat. Like she's also like I guess she's a great villain, a great character overall. Will expand more on Lost Legacy. Plus Ray Fadler, I mean he was decent, but I didn't like him all that well because ultimately just he was a flat guy and he was just jealous of me. and stuff. Plus how I like how they made the story personal by having Neil Druckmann and Bruce really take over this project. And Uncharted 4 had a production, like let's say, change because Amy Hennig left the series with the game. Naughty Dog, she left Naughty Dog, went to work somewhere else. In Square Enix? No, not Square Enix. I think she went to work some other game studio, but yeah. And Neil Druckmann, who made Last of Us, and Last of Us is known for that storytelling and that great their character development and stuff. How he got in. Now him and Bruce Straley. Bruce Straley worked on Uncharted 2. I think essentially why that was also a good game. So Straley and Druckmann, when you combine them, you get this beautiful game. And I just love what they did with Nate and how they made the story more personal, unlike all other three games. Essentially focused on the character development, character story, character arc, plus how they send off Nate and Elena, let's say their life, how they start from Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 4. So yeah, that's Uncharted 4 for you. And coming up at first place, and why I really favor this is because not only was it a really good game, good story, but I also platinumed it. And this is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Now this game is a spin-off. It's not a main game essentially, and it's also the first game not to feature Nathan Drake. And it features Chloe instead. You know, Chloe Fraser, who even Uncharted 2, and she became a fan favorite of mine. And this just made me love her more. And I loved playing as her, man. Like she's just so good in combat. You know, she's more agile. You know, like you can do a lot with her. There's a lot more opportunities you can go in combat with her. Like me playing with her. I kind of like the lockpick system which they put in this game. I thought it was annoying at first, but eventually I grew to like it. Plus Nadine, man, they brought back Nadine, and you know Nadine is the villain in Uncharted 4. But how they changed her, how she slowly leaves that villain's past and becomes this new good character, great character. This overall makes her a great character, you know, very unique character. You know, she's something, she's like, it's an enigma in the series because a character like her was never really happened, was never really created in earlier games. But I like what they did with her. I like how they made the new, you know, how they established, how they grew the Chloe and Nadine's dynamic. You know, it's two separate personalities, but they work together and they eventually become friends. You know, it's not like how with Nate it was very stale. Like he already had formed a relationship, but they were just making it more. They were just adding more punches to it. You know, Nate Sully, Nate Elena, or Nate and Sam. So that was really great, and that's why I love the series. So yeah. So thank you all for being with me and you know bearing with me. And I hope I want to know in comments what are your favorite Uncharted games. It'd be really nice. And do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There will be more videos in stock for you. I promise. When I get the time, I will try to film it. I'll film either a video game, streaming, or recording, or PS4 obviously because I tried PC and I can't seem to find a way to do it. I don't have the necessary equipment for that. So yeah. So thank you all, and yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.